as we will now have the national anthem of our Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago played on our national instrument by NGC Cuba Joylanders. We ask that you remain standing as we invite Pundit Lloyd Mukram Serju, President of the Interreligious Organization of Trinidad and Tobago, to start us off with a prayer.
Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, honorable members of Parliament and government ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, all protocols observed. Mr. Prime Minister, before I pray, I just want to wow Trinidad and Tobago that when I came into this compound today, I was just wondering if I am in Trinidad. It's so beautiful. It's like I was feeling like I was in foreign. Namaste, assalamu alaikum, pleasant good morning to everyone. Let us pray. Dear God, we thy children most humbly stand before you to seek your most divine blessings on this most beautiful Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Blessings we ask on this Phoenix Park Industrial Estate, being the first project of its kind to be developed in the Caribbean. We ask that all tenants be successful in this endeavor. Lord, today we accept this opportunity to seek blessings for our President and our Prime Minister, and all those in authority, that they be guided in their decisions, that they lead us in a way of true progress and development, as is reflected here today. We pray for the family life of our nation, that parents may be able to communicate effectively with their children and give them good example at all time. Lord, we ask your blessings on the youth of this nation, that they may not be led into falsehood, but that their enthusiasm and generosity may bear much fruit. For all the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and all we have and hold there, we thank you for past mercies, O Lord. We ask of you for peace in the world, that all leaders work for real peace and true justice. We thank you for achievements in science and technology, which have improved material conditions of living. We humbly ask for transformation of our spirit to broaden our outlook and make us to become more useful to society and the world at large. All this we humbly ask in your divine name. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you very much, Pundit. Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Senator the Honorable Paula Gopi-Scood, Minister of Trade and Industry. Honorable Cabinet Ministers, His Excellency Fang Chiu, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary Embassy of the People's Republic of China. Her Excellency Annalisa Low, Ambassador of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago to the People's Republic of China. Other members of the Diplomatic Corps, Pundit Lloyd Mukram Serju, President of the Interreligious Organization of Trinidad and Tobago. Members of Parliament, including the Member of Parliament for Couva South, Mr. Rudranath Indar Singh, Mr. Randall Karim, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Trade and Industry, and other Permanent Secretaries present. Mr. He Hai Chi, Deputy General Manager of Beijing Engineering Construction Group, BECG, other executives and representatives of BECG, other distinguished guests from China, Mr. Imtiaz Ahmad, Chair of Evolving Technologies and Enterprise Development Company Limited, Teck, and other members of the Board of Directors of Teck, Ms. Franca Costello, Chair of InvestTT Limited, and other members of the Board of Directors of InvestTT, other chairpersons, directors of boards and CEOs of statutory agencies and regional corporations, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, Zhang Xiaohao Waiying, good morning and welcome. Good morning. I am Hans Devines, and I'm honored to be your host for this official opening of the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate, the first 5G-powered park in the entire Caribbean, and a project under the Belt and Road Initiative. We thank you all for being here with us today as we officially open this estate, which represents the latest installment in the government's pursuit of building a more competitive economy. Teck plays a key role in creating an enabling environment that will increase the manufacturing base and drive non-energy sectors of the economy. As Teck continues to partner, connect, solve, manage, innovate, modernize, optimize, maintain, and upgrade, we now welcome to deliver the remarks Mr. Imtiaz Ahmad, Chairman of Teck, to the podium. Please welcome him.
Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Senator the Honorable Paula Gopi-Scood, Minister of Trade and Industry, Honorable Cabinet Ministers, His Excellency Fu Yongshu, Ambassador, Embassy, Republic of China, Her Excellency Annalisa Low, Ambassador of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago to the People's Republic of China, Members of Parliament, including the Member of Parliament for Couva South, Mr. Rudranath Indar Singh, Mr. He Hai Chi, Deputy General Manager, Beijing Construction Engineering Group, other executives and representatives of Beijing Construction Engineering Group, distinguished visitors from China, members of the Board of Teck, Chairman and members of the Board of InvestTT, specially invited guests, and let me not forget the very important potential investors, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm and pleasant good morning to all of you. Thank you for gracing us with your presence here. It is with a great sense of pride and honor I welcome you to the opening of Teck's Phoenix Park Industrial Estate. Today can be marked as a game changer in the landscape of the country's development and diversification efforts, and as a significant and indelible milestone for the Board of Directors, management, staff at Evolving Technologies and Enterprises Development Company Limited. The Government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago entrusted Teck to deliver this Caribbean's first infrastructural project under China's Belt and Road Initiative. This is an important platform for the two countries to deepen and explore potential investment opportunities and grow and deepen ties. During construction, there were many challenges. However, due to our successful collaboration with the Beijing Construction Engineering Group, we are proud to present to you this morning this modern state-of-the-art industrial estate. Yes, Teck enjoys achieving milestones. Some of you will remember on July 14, 2020, Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister, commissioned Teck's Moruga Agro-Processing and Light Industrial Park. Again, this morning, we are honored to have the Prime Minister with us at this signature event. Ladies and gentlemen, the rich legacy in industrial park development and management spans over 60 years. I'm certain that some of you will remember the history. It started in 1959 with the then Industrial Development Corporation, which was established to stimulate growth and productivity, generate employment, reduce levels of imports, and develop more export opportunities for locally manufactured goods. In May 2004, under a certificate of amendment, Teck was commissioned, and today, Teck manages 21 industrial parks and 2 hotels. As the largest landlord in the country, Teck continues to optimize land spaces on a commercial basis by securing statutory approvals on legacy parks to regularize tenants without leases. And this indeed is sometimes a very challenging job. These leases and documents enable the tenants to secure financing. Also, the disposal of aging built assets in favor of more sustainable land arrangements, periodic reviews of lease rents, and the implementation of maintenance programs, to mention a few key rules of Teck. As the company transformed over the years and continues to evolve with the changing economic landscape and the needs of the business community, Teck has solidified its role as an agent of change by providing commercial space where non-oil and gas companies could develop and grow, thereby stimulating the diversification efforts, reducing the dependency on the energy sector, and achieving self-sustaining growth. Over the past 10 years or so, the following parks were added to Teck's real estate portfolio, namely Tamina Teck Park, the Point 14 Industrial Park, Moruga Agro-Processing and Light Industrial Park. And today, a red letter day, we commissioned the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate, which comprises 144 acres, natural gas facilities, a wastewater treatment plant, recreational and green space, just to mention a few of the highlights. We continue to drive diversification in 2024, as construction works have commenced at the Factory Road Industrial Park in Chaguanas, and final designs will be delivered and completed at Dow Village, which is literally across the road. This will bring the total number of industrial parks under Teck to 23, and of course you must remember the mall in Tobago, Sangsters Hill. It should become quite evident that Teck has achieved its mandate to develop new economic zones through inter alia public-private partnerships that can expand and diversify Trinidad and Tobago's economic base. Let us not forget, Teck also manages the assets of the Trinidad Hilton Conference Center and Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort in Tobago. We have implemented several structural and infrastructural upgrades at Magdalena in Tobago, and we have embarked on a property improvement plan at Trinidad Hilton. The anticipation runs high for Phoenix Park Industrial Estate as a catalyst for growth in the manufacturing sector, fueled by encouraging data that shows that this sector has been a stellar performer in Trinidad and Tobago growth and export markets. I'm sure you'll hear a lot more of that later this morning. With over 350 tenants at Teck's 21 industrial parks, certainly the tenants, and by extension Teck, continues to contribute to the country's GDP in the non-energy sector. This year, the completion of Phoenix Park and the ongoing works at Factory Road and Dow Village is certainly, I'm sure you will agree with me, that we are on the right track in attaining our vision to be a premier contributor to the diversification efforts of the economy in this beautiful Twin Island Republic. As you will recognize, closing the diversification gap presents a profound opportunity for Teck and for businesses in Trinidad and Tobago. We at Teck and our partners are poised and ready, stand shoulder to shoulder with our partners as we pave the way forward for a sustainable future. On a personal note, this was indeed a fulfilling experience for me to be part of a dedicated team working collaboratively with our many partners towards the success of this venture that would take us way into the future. Thank you, and do enjoy the proceedings.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ahmed, and we thank Teck for their 20-year commitment to ensuring that this project does happen the way it is supposed to. The Beijing Construction Engineering Group was given the task to construct this illustrious estate, and in so doing, they optimized as much as 60% local labor force. I think they deserve a round of applause for that, the collaboration. To tell us more about this tremendous feat, I now invite Mr. He Hai-Chi, Deputy General Manager of BCEG, to deliver his remarks. Please welcome Mr. He Hai-Chi.
尊敬的基斯罗利总理阁下，尊敬的方球大使，尊敬的戈皮斯库恩部长，尊敬的伊泰克主席伊姆蒂亚兹艾哈迈德先生，尊敬的各位贵宾、女士们、先生们、朋友们，大家上午好。今天我非常荣幸能够在这个庄重而激动的时刻，代表北京建工欢迎各位出席特多凤凰工业园的开园仪式。同时，在这充满收获喜悦的时刻，也为我们曾经与各位朋友共同艰辛而取得的成果感到自豪。首先，衷心感谢两国政府对凤凰工业园的坚定支持。2018年5月，尊敬的基斯罗利总理阁下在中国访问期间，与中国领导人共同见证了共建“一带一路”合作文件的签署。凤凰工业园有幸成为这一合作倡议的首个成功落地项目。基斯罗利总理阁下亲临北京建工集团实地参观访问，并赋予了珍贵的题词。这些题词一直在激励，并将长期激励我们推动双方合作，为“一带一路”倡议做出更大的贡献。2021年3月16日，习近平主席与基斯罗利总理阁下进行通话时强调，要将特多凤凰工业园打造成“一带一路”上的样板项目。这一指示进一步凸显了特多凤凰工业园在中特两国合作中的战略地位，展示了其在“一带一路”倡议中的示范性作用意义。方球大使多次莅临北京建工集团，也数次到现场视察指导，对项目进展提出建设性意见，对项目上的中外员工送来亲切慰问，传递了来自祖国的关爱和关怀。戈皮斯库恩部长在项目建设的每个关键时刻，都向我们展示出了其卓越的领导力和责任心。令人难忘的是，他不仅未曾缺席项目的任何的重要时刻，而且在后期更是每周亲临现场办公，积极协调解决各种问题。由衷的感谢部长的无私奉献和坚定的支持，为凤凰工业园的发挥成功 奠定了坚实的基础。一泰克管理团队一直以对卓越品质的不懈追求而闻名。在凤凰工业园的项目建设中，我们更是深有体会。我们经常因为项目细节展开激烈讨论，但最终总能通过不断的沟通达成共识。当我们目睹一泰克团队和我们一起为了共同目标而努力加班加点时，总是让我们感到由衷的敬佩。我向一泰克主席伊姆蒂亚斯·艾哈迈德先生、总裁斯蒂夫·迪拉斯先生、副总裁丹尼尔·邓肯先生以及整个一泰克团队表示衷心的感谢。感谢你们一直以来的专业精神和辛勤付出，为项目的成功推进和卓越品质树立了典范。我还要感谢总理顾问斯蒂夫·嘎德纳先生，倾注心力帮助我们解决各种问题，为项目顺利推进提供了宝贵的经验和智慧。同时，我还要感谢理查德·杨先生，他经常为我们介绍特多的程序和文化习惯，促进了中特合作的深入发展和融合融入。此外，我还要感谢中国进出口银行和特多投资局的卓越工作，你们在项目融资和后期吸引企业入驻投资方面的工作支持，起到了至关重要的作用，使凤凰工业园能够顺利开园，成为令人瞩目的旗舰项目。今天，我还要向中特两国的建设者表达最诚挚的感谢，感谢他们在特多凤凰工业园项目中的辛勤付出。在项目建设中，超过95%的建设者，包括技工和各类工程师，都来自特多。90%以上的分包商以及60%以上的材料供应商，同样来自特多。我们的中方团队与特方团队迅速融合，与特多朋友们结下了深厚的友谊。通过这个项目，我们更深刻地了解了特多的嘉年华、钢鼓、排灯节、独立日等丰富多彩的文化，也加深了我们与特多人民的情感纽带，让凤凰工业园成为了中特两国民心相通的桥梁和见证。在这个特殊时刻，让我们共同感怀这段携手前行的旅程，并为两国建设者们的辛勤付出以及特多的长期繁荣致敬致意。现在，凤凰工业园还在不断发展和吸引投资。在中国，特多驻华使馆和我们共同举办了30多场招商推介会，即将完成引入10家中国企业入驻园区。在这个过程中，第1家中资企业沙米特已经成功入驻，并将第1批箱包成功地出口到了加拿大。其他计划入驻的 FCMC 等3家中资企业也已经启动了厂房设计。同时，还有6家企业已经递交了入园申请，正在等待一泰克的批准。特多本土最大的软饮公司 SM 佳丽也已进行成功进驻并投产。凤凰工业园建成开园就将开始产生经济效益。通过引入各国企业，我们为特多提供了更多的就业机会和便利，这也是我们为共同推动中特两国经济合作发展贡献力量的重要举措。在未来，我们还将与一泰克共同努力，为凤凰工业园的繁荣长期发展做出更大贡献。最后，借此机会再介绍一下我们北京建工。北京建工拥有70年的历史，我们的建筑项目涵盖了北京长安街其两侧80%的现代建筑，总建筑面积超过3亿平方米，累计建设了超过10万公里的各类道路，5000多座各类桥梁，是中国建筑行业的领军企业之一。我们在亚非市场深耕30余年，并在美国、英国、以色列等多个国际市场成功展开投资及工程总包业务。 请特多政府及各界合作伙伴放心，北京建工永远是您坚定而可靠的朋友和合作伙伴。我们期待未来再度携手，共同深度创造更为辉煌的合作成果。今天的园区开园，是我们共同努力的奋进的新起点。我们将在这里共同携手，为特多的经济多样化发展做出贡献，为这片发展的热土注入更加积极的活力，共同与特多的朋友携手书写凤凰工业园乃至我们特多更加辉煌的美丽篇章。谢谢大家。
Yes, yeah, Mr. He Hai-chi, and we applaud the work, the commitment, and the collaboration, and also looking forward to the future plans. A lot in store. Ladies and gentlemen, 2024 marks the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations between China and Trinidad and Tobago. I think we've achieved so many great things together. The two countries have set an example of equality, mutual benefit, and common development among countries large and small. To tell us more about China's Belt and Road Initiative and the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate in particular, I now invite His Excellency Feng Chiu, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary for the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, to deliver his remarks. Please welcome him.
Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Senator the Honorable Paula Gopi-Schoon, Minister of Trade and Industry. Senator the Honorable Dr. Emery Brown, Minister of Foreign and Caribbean Affairs. Other Honorable Cabinet Ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, other distinguished guests from the government and business organizations of China and Trinidad and Tobago, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a great honor for me to be here to witness the official opening of the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my deepest appreciation to the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, and the government of Trinidad and Tobago for their unwavering commitment and tireless efforts in bringing this great project to fruition over the years. I also want to express heartfelt gratitude to the Chinese and TNT enterprises and the workers who have dedicated their time, skills, and hard work in building the PPIE. As the beginning of the new year brings a fresh outlook, the opening of the PPIE marks a promising future for this country's economic growth and diversification, and provides a first-class economic space for manufacturing, logistics, distribution, and ICT, etc. The PPIE has become another milestone in the history of our bilateral relations, especially when China and Trinidad and Tobago to usher in the 50th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations later this year. I'm full of hope and excitement as I anticipate the positive influence it will bring to our two countries. Ladies and gentlemen, Phoenix in Chinese culture symbolizes the sun and unquenchable vigor. It perfectly resembles the development of our bilateral relationship. Over the past 50 years, especially since President Xi Jinping's historic visit to Trinidad and Tobago in 2013, we have witnessed the all-round upgradation of the comprehensive cooperative partnership, always trusting, respecting, and supporting each other. The two countries have set an example of equality, mutual benefit, and common development among countries large and small. In 2018, during Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley's important visit to China, Trinidad and Tobago became the first English-speaking Caribbean country to sign onto the Belt and Road Initiative, propelling our practical cooperation in various fields to new stage. In 2019, Trinidad and Tobago became the first Caribbean country whose trade volume with China surpasses $1 billion. By 2022, our bilateral trade volume exceeded $13.1 billion, more than doubling the value prior to joining the BRI. And today, with the opening of the PPIE, our practical cooperation reaches another culmination. So far, Summit Luggage from China has already started its operation in this estate, and the investment from another 9 Chinese companies are underway. I have no doubt that the commissioning of the PPIE will attract growing interest from Chinese businesses, which will provide a stronger momentum for the Trinidad and Tobago investment cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, the PPIE is one of China's practical actions to build a community with a shared future for mankind, with the Belt and Road Initiative as the practice platform. It not only plays a leading and exemplary role for neighboring countries, but also serves as one small but strong pillar to the BRI international cooperation, aiming at common development of humanity across borders. China's Central Conference on Work related to Foreign Affairs, which concluded a few days ago, reiterated China's commitment to promoting peaceful development, world stability and prosperity, and advocates an equal and orderly multipolar world and universally beneficial and inclusive economic globalization. Guided by this meeting, China stands ready to share its development opportunities with and address the common needs of all countries, particularly those in developing countries, and strive to attain shared prosperity. At this important juncture of the Golden Jubilee of bilateral relations, China envisions deepening our ties in the next 50 years for the betterment of our peoples. The PPIE represents a significant opportunity for China and Trinidad and Tobago to collaborate on development and provide a powerful boost to the creation of a shared community between both nations. I have no doubt that with concerted efforts generated by our partnership, the estate will arise to success and make remarkable contributions to the industrial transformation and upgrading of Trinidad and Tobago, as well as our traditional friendship. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, and the Belt and Road Initiative. We applaud it as it upholds the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence, mutual respect for each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity, mutual non-aggression, mutual non-interference in each other's internal affairs, equality, and mutual benefit. Now, Teck develops spaces for businesses to grow, and the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate, it's no exception. To highlight more of what is to be expected once fully operational, I now draw your attention to the screens to view a brief video on the industrial park produced by Invest TT.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is pleased to announce the completion of the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate. This park is the first of its kind in the country and the Caribbean, and is a flagship project of the government and China's Belt and Road Initiative. The Phoenix Park Industrial Estate has significant potential and forms part of the government's plan to boost socio-economic development, diversify the economy, encourage sustainable employment, and position Trinidad and Tobago as a major trade and investment hub in the region.
Trinidad and Tobago's newest industrial estate has the infrastructure, the 5G connectivity, and the amenities you want. The concept of the estate arose through an MOU signed in 2018 between the governments of the People's Republic of China and the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Teck's role is to have an operationalized estate that is fully subscribed with tenants operating in high value and light manufacturing, logistics and distribution, and emerging technology industries. At Teck's Phoenix Park Industrial Estate, we support a modern environment for industries to succeed and grow. Teck has created an environment where industries can benefit from a reliable electricity supply, telecommunications infrastructure, natural gas supply, portable water supply, a sewer collection system, and a wastewater treatment plant, a drainage system and a road network designed to highway standards. In addition, there is 5G technology which will provide redundancy within the system, a security infrastructure with a surveillance system of about 125 cameras. The perimeter of the estate is bounded by a high security fencing system. There are 3 security checkpoints with access control systems with facial and vehicle recognition features.
The reason why Summit chose Trinidad and Tobago to invest because the Phoenix Park is the first one Belt, One Road project to be complete in Caribbean. More and more Chinese companies are moving their factory overseas these days. We choose Trinidad and Tobago to set up our factory because the location and the time zone here. Because they're near our market, it's very convenient to do our business in different markets via the international cargo ports and the train agreement. It's only 15 minutes from the port to our factory. So we believe we will achieve a very good result to set up a factory in Trinidad and Tobago.
So RAMS is an integrated supply chain company. Today, we're about 1,000 people across Trinidad, Guyana, Suriname, the US, Mexico, and Colombia. And we have a heavy focus on supply chain technology. A huge part of our focus is using technology to improve the quality and the strength of the supply chain to be able to deliver people or resources to our customers at the right place, at the right time, so that they can continue their operations. InvestCT really held our hand and made the process really easy for us. They were able to answer all our questions and really ensure that we were in a position that the move would be easy to do and we would be able to do it very, very quickly. So I have to say that we really enjoyed the process as well, and we enjoyed the support that we received from InvestCT.
At InvestCT, our focus is on facilitating investment in Trinidad and Tobago's key non-energy sectors. We work in partnership with investors from the beginning of our site selection process straight through the establishment of the business and successful operations. Everything you need is right here. Teck's Phoenix Park Industrial Estate is where your business can take flight. Investors should contact InvestCT for access to space on the park as well as support in getting your operations off the ground. We look forward to hearing from you and for you to be a part of the success of the overall Phoenix Park Industrial Estate.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for InvestCT. We look forward to the success of this park. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Trade and Industry is proactively spearheading government's drive to building globally competitive businesses, aptly and passionately led by its minister. As such, it is my pleasure to invite Senator the Honorable Paula Gopi-Schoon, Minister of Trade and Industry, to the podium to deliver an address. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome her.
Thank you very much. And good morning, everyone. Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, my colleague, Honorable Cabinet Ministers, His Excellency Fang Shu, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, Her Excellency Anne Lisa Lau, Ambassador of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago to the People's Republic of China, other members of the Diplomatic Corps, Pandit Surju, thank you so much, from the Inter-Religious Organization of Trinidad and Tobago, members of Parliament, Mr. Maurice Sweet, PS to the Prime Minister, Mr. Randall Karim, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Trade and Industry, other permanent secretaries, Mr. He Hai-chi, Deputy General Manager of Beijing Construction Engineering Group, other executives and representatives of the BCEG company here with us this morning, our distinguished visitors from China, welcome. Mr. Imtiaz Ahmed, Mr. Franco Costello, other boards of directors, chairpersons, CEOs of statutory agencies and regional corporations. And it really is a pleasure for me this morning to deliver remarks at the official opening of the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate. And today's event is a clear example of how our government continues to convert words into action, and which would have a meaningful impact in terms of sustainable development for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. The opening of this world-class industrial estate will position Trinidad and Tobago as an attractive investment hub and a manufacturing base within the Americas. As a developing country, investment remains an important catalyst for achieving economic transformation and diversification. And looking at our recent figures in 2023, we had closed 30 investments valued at approximately 1.7 billion TT dollars and generating close to 2,000 jobs. And what is more, we also had our manufacturers, 40 of them, reinvesting to the tune of $1.4 billion, expecting to generate close to 1,000 jobs. These positive investment figures are as a result of intentional policies and initiatives undertaken by the government, and one of which is the development of industrial parks. The journey to this point of the official opening of the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate has been quite an extensive and exciting one, but not one short on challenges. The park was realized within the ambit of the Belt and Road Initiative, in which Trinidad and Tobago was the first Caribbean nation to sign on to, together with the People's Republic of China. It was built with financing from the China Export-Import Bank. The construction phase was a substantial undertaking, and we experienced some delays as a result of COVID-19 pandemic, the weather conditions, and squatter challenges. But today, the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate stands poised to become a hub of economic activity, innovation, and employment opportunities for Trinidad and Tobago. And this is as a result of the coordination and hard work by Teck, the project owners, the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and the Ministry of Finance, and executed by the contractor Beijing Construction Engineering Group, including several of our local subcontractors. The first-rate industrial estate, with 144 acres, subdivided into 78 leasable lots, has all of the required modern infrastructure and services. And there are 5 modern factory shells, approximately 5,000 square meters each, which now have, all 5, have committed tenancy arrangements. And as we speak, we are in the space of Hemisphere Caribbean Limited, a manufacturer of communications infrastructure. I am pleased that to date, 18 investments have been committed for the estate, which amount to a total investment of 485 million TT dollars. And with an expected job creation of 861 jobs already. In addition as well to a data center, which will be built through the Ministry of Digital Transformation. Collectively, these investors, however, occupy 2/3 of the lots and leasable space on the park. So in fact, as you have seen, Summit Luggage, the producer of Samsonite and other well-known brands of luggage, is currently operating at the park with a container already exported to Canada. And as I said earlier, industrial parks are but one of an intentional strategy to drive further investments. Close to implementation is the Special Economic Zones Authority and regime, legislation for which has already been proclaimed and SEZ regulations already developed. The special economic zones will offer an enhanced suite of incentives to stimulate domestic and foreign investment. The industrial estate dovetails nicely with the SEZ regime and will improve Trinidad and Tobago's commercial and investment climate. The Phoenix Park Industrial Estate will be home to both local and international businesses, and the spillover impact is that the services required by many of the firms will be provided by small and medium-sized enterprises in nearby communities and beyond. And as we move forward, the Ministry, Teck, and InvestTT will continue to work with the key stakeholders to ensure the commercial success of the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate. And I would especially also recognize the continuing work and efforts of our team at our embassy in Beijing under the leadership of our Ambassador Lo, working together with BCEG's team under the leadership of Kelvin, whom I met in China recently, showcasing our country as the ideal place to invest in this part of the world. Driving investment remains an indispensable catalyst for economic growth. The government is committed to implementing strategies and fostering an environment conducive to attracting and sustaining investment for our citizens and for the well-being of future generations. I want to once more thank all of our stakeholders, including the Beijing Construction Engineering Group and the China Import-Export Bank, for working with us and for realizing today's success. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for your hard work on this and many other projects. As a nation, we look forward to the year ahead and the completion of many trade initiatives under your leadership. It's now time to give due pause to the formal part of the program and allow me to welcome to the stage to present a cultural item, the Metamorphosis Dance Company. Please, let's welcome them with a round of applause.
Come let me take you to a place where every step I take, the earth rejoices as the drums of every nation play.
Their rhythm up into the air, keep time of people everywhere, all joined together, living in harmony, singing as we talk, they dance and dream, unveiling a great destiny, all smiling and painting this Caribbean scene.
And when you hear that sweet band play from inside, put your hands up and declare it to the sky. I believe you and me, we are the wonders of this world. I believe it's all our we that make up the wonders of my country. Trinidad and Tobago, sing ay ay yo, sing ay ay yo, sing ay ay yo. Sing ay ay yo, sing ay ay yo, sing ay ay yo. Trinidad and Tobago, born from fire, raised in glory, giants walk this land. This is their story, side by side, together, hand in hand.
Paving the way for all our way, showing the world our true beauty, this vibrant and this colorful family. Singing as we toil, play, dance and love, our fathers watching from above, and blessing us, shaping this Caribbean dream.
And when you hear that sweet band calling out your name, my brothers and sisters, come now, start to own your fame. I believe you and me, we are the wonders of this world. I believe it's all our we that make up the wonders of my country. Trinidad and Tobago, sing ay ay yo, sing ay ay yo, sing ay ay yo. Sing ay ay yo, sing ay ay yo, sing ay ay yo. Trinidad and Tobago, sing ay ay yo, sing ay ay yo, sing ay ay yo. Sing ay ay yo, sing ay ay yo, sing ay ay yo. Déjame la anguila, déjame la anguila, déjame la anguila. Déjame la anguila, déjame la anguila, déjame la anguila.
Sweet TNT, wonders of this world.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Metamorphosis Dance Company with choreography by Bridget Wilson. Can we please give them a round of applause once again? Distinguished guests, a clear vision for the development of this nation has been outlined by our Prime Minister. This includes fostering an investment climate for growth in the manufacturing sector and non-energy exports, two key sectors that are stellar performers in the country's diversification effort. To share with us more on this, I now invite our esteemed Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, to deliver the feature address. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we welcome our Honorable Prime Minister with a round of applause.
A very good morning to each and every one of you. Permit me to acknowledge my cabinet colleague, Senator the Honorable Paula Gopi-Schoon, Minister of Trade and Industry, my other cabinet colleagues all, Your Excellency Pang Chi, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, Her Excellency Annalisa Lau, Ambassador of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago to the People's Republic of China, other members of the Diplomatic Corps, Pundit Lloyd Mokram Seju, President of the Interreligious Organization of Trinidad and Tobago, other members of Parliament, Mr. Maurice Sweet, Permanent Secretary and the Office of the Prime Minister, Head of the Public Service, Mr. Randall Karim, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Trade and Industry and other permanent secretaries present, Mr. He Hai-Hee, Deputy General Manager of Beijing Engineering Construction Group, other executives and representatives of Beijing Engineering Construction Group, Mr. Zheng Bo, Deputy General Manager, Latin America and the Caribbean of Export and Import Bank of China, other executives of Exim Bank, other distinguished visitors from China, executive members of contractors of Trinidad and Tobago who worked with Beijing Engineering and Construction Group, Mr. Imtiaz Ahmad, Chairman, Evolving Technologies and Enterprise Development Company, Teck, and other members of the board of Teck, Ms. Franca Costello, Chair of InvestTT, and other members of the board of InvestTT, other board of directors, chairmen, and CEOs of statutory agencies and regional corporations, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning once again. It is my pleasure to address you at the official opening of the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate. Thank you to our international guests for taking the time to come to Trinidad and Tobago. This milestone marks the inauguration of the most modern industrial park in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean, and the creation of a new economic generator in our proud country. I must commend the work done by the Ministry of Trade and Industry, along with other ministries and agencies for their efforts in realizing this significant achievement. A major undertaking such as this required nothing short of a whole-of-government approach. Firms choosing to operate in this economic space will have the advantage of being within close proximity of available energy, raw materials, skilled personnel, and modern port facilities as they seek to contend with an increasingly competitive and unpredictable international market. Allow me to look briefly at the global economy. According to the IMF's latest World Economic Output, that outlook of October 2023, the baseline forecast is for global growth to slow from 3.5% in 2022 to 3% in 2023 and 2.9% in 2024, well below the historical average of 3.8%. Advanced economies are expected to slow from 2.6 in 2022 to 1.4 in 2024, while emerging market and developing economies are projected to have a modest decline in growth from 4.1% in 2022 to 4% in 2024. Here at home, Only last week, the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago reported steady economic recovery occurring during the first 9 months of 2023, led by non-energy sector activities. This is in keeping with the outlook by major credit rating agencies. A major contributor to this stability is international trade. Trinidad and Tobago's trade surplus with the rest of the world increased by 145% from 19.5 billion Trinidad and Tobago dollars to 47.6 billion Trinidad and Tobago dollars over the period 2021 to 2022. Total exports increased by 53% from 58.3 billion to 89.1 billion Trinidad and Tobago dollars, with locally made goods being sold in 143 markets worldwide. Again, this improvement was felt in both energy and non-energy sectors, both growing at 68% and 15% respectively over the period 2021 to 2022. However, we understand all too well that energy price volatility remains a threat to the economic outlook. For us to maintain the momentum and further grow, we must, among other things, form strong, lasting partnerships both regionally and internationally, and continue to invest in transformative social and economic infrastructure that will benefit generations to come. As already mentioned, the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate is a symbol of the strong and blossoming relationship between the governments of Trinidad and Tobago and the People's Republic of China, a relationship that dates back to the very early days of our independence. This year marks 50 years of diplomatic relations between Trinidad and Tobago, and it's very fitting that this project is being commissioned today. Ours is a relationship that has grown stronger and deeper over the years, and one that will continue to reap tangible benefits for the next 50 years and beyond. I think this is a good occasion for me to mention to our children that long before it was fashionable to talk and accept the One China policy, under Dr. Eric Williams, Trinidad and Tobago was an advocate and support of the One China policy. Our relationship with the people of China is not fleeting, is not temporary, and is not arbitrary. It is foundational to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. The walls you see around you today are the result of preparation and strategic plan action that was set in motion years ago. In 2018, during my official visit to China, a memorandum of understanding was signed at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing, making Trinidad and Tobago the first Caribbean country to officially sign on to the Belt and Road Initiative. Today, following years of hard work and commitment in the face of the pandemic and other setbacks, we are witnessing the tangible results of our sustained efforts. This physical structure, however, is only part of the wider vision of this government that seeks to form enduring relationships where our partners not only share a common goal, but also have a stake in the long-term success of the projects in which we engage. As part of the commitment by Beijing Construction Engineering Group to design and construct the park, there is an agreement to bring at least 10 investors to help drive the productive capacity of the park and raise its international profile. This will not only create new jobs, but new foreign direct investment, which will bring with it new ideas, new business models, and new products and services. For example, I am pleased to report that high-quality, famously branded luggage is now being made right here in Trinidad and Tobago, right here at Phoenix Park Industrial Estate, for the markets of North America and other parts of the Americas, and I dare say the rest of the world. Pretty soon, it is my anticipation the last Samsonite suitcase I bought was proudly branded Made in Europe. The one I have today is branded Made in Trinidad and Tobago. And I dare say that the one that says Made in Trinidad and Tobago kind of looks better and certainly feels a bit stronger. The manufacturing of new products such as these will satisfy new export markets and drive the demand for new skills, serving as a catalyst for added value and growth. It is no secret, ladies and gentlemen, that Trinidad and Tobago's economy is largely buttressed by our reserves and expertise in energy. Although the demand for hydrocarbons will exist for decades to come, economic diversification is an absolute priority for this government, given the need for a more holistic, sustainable growth model. It is a delicate balance that requires us to portion our time and resources and focus on exploiting our existing assets effectively and sustainably, while creating space and new opportunities for other ideas and ventures, both in energy and non-energy. If we are to grow and prosper, particularly in the face of uncertainty, there must be an unflinching will to collaborate and create strategic partnerships that bear fruit, perhaps not immediately, but certainly in the medium term and for generations to come. This has been the focus of this PNM administration since 2015. A recent example of such a partnership is the successful negotiation of a 30-year exploration and exploitation license with Venezuela to develop the Dragon field and export gas to Trinidad and Tobago for re-export as manufactured petrochemicals and LNG. This project is expected to yield an output of 350 million cubic feet of gas, natural gas per day for the production of these products I've just mentioned. This will provide a significant buffer and strengthening to our economy and allow us to plan for the future based on a predictable supply of natural gas. In simple language, this watershed pioneering agreement between two neighbors is in effect a welcome addition to available reserves with access across the border from Trinidad and Tobago, as well as opening the doors to the international markets for the people of Venezuela. To further commercialize our energy resources, the government has recently secured a new unitized commercial structure for Atlantic LNG, which allows the National Gas Company of Trinidad and Tobago, the NGC, to obtain a greater share in the revenue derived from the sale of LNG on the global market. This unprecedented agreement will provide for the long-term sustainability of Trinidad and Tobago's gas sector and, as with the Dragon field deal, ensure greater certainty for the investment future. Recently, Trinidad and Tobago participated in the inaugural CARICOM Saudi Arabia Summit, where at both the bilateral and multilateral channels, we discussed areas of cooperation and investment in energy, as well as in agriculture and food security, renewable energy, climate change, finance, and tourism. On the other hand, the United States of America remains our largest trading partner and a significant ally in more ways than one. Our bilateral partners within CARICOM and extra-regionally are also very important as we seek to further develop our economy and our people. Only recently, you would have heard of the closing of discussions and the readiness to establish a regional cargo ferry service between Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, and Barbados. This is a decision which is driven by the need to move raw materials and fresh produce from the producing areas to the consumption and manufacturing areas within this subzone of CARICOM. The outcome of such a transportation service can only improve our food security, stimulate production across the region, create jobs and support affordable prices of the many agricultural products which we desire at our tables and in our hotel. Tomorrow, Thursday, the Cabinet will sign off on this decision. And only this morning, the Minister of Transportation was instructed to ready the galleon passage for the inaugural trip as soon as that documentation is ready and the vessel is ready. In order to build confidence and develop new markets and opportunities for our locally manufactured goods, the Ministry of Trade and Industry will soon finalize a partial scope trade agreement with Chile. This will afford an expanded market for products with the Made in Trinidad and Tobago label. When this eventually happens, it will close the chapter of building such a trading relationship as we set about it during my state visit to Chile at the invitation of President Michel Bachelet a few years ago. The vision comes first, but we stay the course. We do the work in extracting the details. And today, I want to thank Minister Gopi Skoon and her team for the good work that they have been doing and for the good work they'll continue to do to bring about the successes that we anticipate and that we receive. As mentioned by the Minister of Trade and Industry, to extend and strengthen our commercial reach, we have already established commercial offices in Panama, the United Kingdom, the United States of America, as well as appointed commercial attaches in Guyana and Jamaica. This will assist exporters in overcoming trade barriers, entering new markets, and forging new business relationships in these respective markets. These are just some of the many initiatives that the government of Trinidad and Tobago is pursuing. They span a wide range of sectors, partners, regions, and arrangements. However, there's one common thread throughout. Trinidad and Tobago is pushing forward to create enduring strategic relationships that are built on trust, equity, and mutual benefit. Building a secure future also requires investment in infrastructure. The primary virtue of infrastructure investment as a fiscal stimulus is that it is spent. Tax cuts and even direct transfer payments can be saved by households, but infrastructure investment is guaranteed always and everywhere to have a direct and multiplier effect. There is simple evidence that each dollar invested in economic infrastructure such as industrial parks, roads, and real estate provides returns through increased jobs, productivity, and private sector stimulus and output. In the case of social infrastructure, such as hospitals, schools, and public utilities, It creates a healthier, happier, and more productive population. More than simply a project, the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate is an investment by the government of Trinidad and Tobago in economic infrastructure for the people and businesses in Trinidad and Tobago. In addition to this new space, there are 6 others spread across central Trinidad. 4 are already occupied: Point Lisas, Pilja, Chase Village, Frederick Settlement. 1 that will be completed this year, Factory Road, and another in Dow Village, where work will now commence, all totaling 480 acres, which have been developed by successive P&M governments in this part of the country. Several other parks have been developed throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Other key capital investments of the government include the recently completed Solomon Hochai Highway to Point Fortin, the Diego Martin Vehicular Overpass, the Churchill Roosevelt Highway extension to Sangre Grande, and under construction, the A&R Robinson's International Airport expansion in Tobago, which is scheduled for completion in 2025. Even in difficult times, where revenue is a challenge, the government of Trinidad and Tobago has been able to maintain its investment in the people of Trinidad and Tobago, not only in terms of trade and investment, but also in their social well-being. More recent social infrastructure developments include the construction of a 100-bed Point Fortin hospital, which was completed at a cost of $1.3 billion. The construction of the 150-bed Arima Hospital, which was completed in 2020 at a cost of $1.6 billion. And the outfitting of the new Roxborough Hospital, completed in 2022 at a cost of $133 million. Looking at the future, ladies and gentlemen, we can expect the completion and commissioning of the 540-bed central block at the Port of Spain General Hospital, this by March of 2025. This will include and will provide a range of medical services. These and other initiatives will benefit all the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and help maintain this country's gains in meeting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. These are just some of the key projects that we have done and aim to complete in the near future. To help boost our people and economy, the Minister of Finance has already indicated that significant capital spending is prioritized for fiscal 2024. At the completion of this meeting, the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Housing, and other ministers will meet at Whitehall to finalize and, turpentinize our housing program. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, in my New Year's message to the nation, I mentioned 4 words used by forecasters to describe 2024. These were volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. In light of this uncertainty, it is important and not surprising that I began this year by adding another word to describe 2024, specifically for Trinidad and Tobago, and that word is optimism. It is very fortuitous that the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate is being opened on the eve of the Chinese lunar calendar, which commences the Year of the Dragon. While the dragon and phoenix figures have different meanings and different cultural contexts, they are at times portrayed as a pair in representing balance and harmony. In the face of an uncertain and unpredictable future where prices, policies, and people can change without warning, the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate is a representation of what can be achieved through harmonious and committed relationships from inception to completion. It is my hope that in choosing to operate in this park in Trinidad and Tobago, firms will leverage the networks and opportunities available to ensure that their businesses are able to thrive and prosper globally as we add much needed diversity to the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. It is this country that says, together we aspire, together we achieve. This is not only for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, but for all the people that we interact with. Welcome to our visitors from China. Thank you to our investors, and thank you to our officials led by Minister Gopi Schoon and her team, and Minister Brown from Foreign Affairs, and Ambassador Annalisa Lau for success in one of our ventures. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister, for your poignant words, truly inspirational and bringing us full circle from the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Teck and BCEG, which was signed in 2018, to now the completion of the project and so many other fantastic initiatives that will benefit not just us presently, but the future. We thank you, and we look forward to what this project and many others bring. Ladies and gentlemen, in all things, we must give thanks. When it comes to this project in particular, there are many persons and organizations for which Teck is thankful. To this end, we now invite Ms. Franca Costello, Chairperson of Invest TT Limited, to deliver our vote of thanks. Ms. Franca Costello.
Good morning. Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Senator the Honorable Paula Gopi Schoon, Minister of Trade and Industry, very distinguished guests, Honorable Cabinet Ministers, Diplomatic Corps, business community, and our very distinguished invited guests. Thank you to our very many speakers this morning, Pundit Lloyd Merkham Sirju, Mr. Imtiaz Ahmad, Mr. He Haichi, His Excellency Feng Chu, Senator the Honorable Paula Gopi Schoon, Minister of Trade and Industry, and our feature address from the Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. While we can all agree that your words have always been very inspiring to us, it is through your actions and participation of the opening of this park that we find you continue to encourage our business community, and we thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed an honor to stand before you today to extend sincere thanks on behalf of the Ministry of Trade and Industry, Teck and Invest TT, to the many talented persons and entities that have devoted immeasurable time, resources, and dedication to the completion of the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate. We celebrate with Teck's board, management, and staff on the delivery of this estate, and together we give thanks to all who were involved in making the project a success. Firstly, to the Government of Trinidad and Tobago, represented here today by the Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you for championing the vision of the 2016 to 2030 National Development Strategy that continues to direct Teck in fulfilling its mandate of building spaces for businesses to grow. To our remarkable line minister, the Senator, the Honorable Paula Gopi Schoon, and the management teams of the Ministry of Trade and Industry, who are at the forefront of this development, we extend a hearty thank you for your support and guidance to help bring this vision to reality. A special thank you to the Ministry of Finance and all the government ministers and their charges at the ministries for their immeasurable support and expertise. We wish to thank Mr. Wang Tao, Project Management of Beijing Engineering Construction Group, and their foreign and local engineering team for the commitment to this project. We recognize the immense contribution of our many statutory and regulatory agencies who deserve due praise for aiding in the executing of this first-class project. Thank you to the InvestTT team for marketing and promoting ETEC's Phoenix Park Industrial Estate, and to the potential investors both locally and internationally, and we look forward to working with those who have signed on. And finally, to our distinguished invited guests, your presence here today is indicative of the part that you too may have played or will continue to play in the success of this estate. You will be our ally as we partner together to increase the manufacturing base, grow trade and other business and investment opportunities in the non-energy sector. May God continue to bless this great nation and its people. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Franca Costello. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of today's program. On behalf of Senator the Honorable Paula Gopi-Scoon, Minister of Trade and Industry, I thank you all for being here with us and your attention today. I now ask guests to remain seated, and we invite the Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers, and our distinguished guests from the People's Republic of China to make their exit, where they will proceed to the official unveiling of the plaque and ribbon cutting. Other distinguished guests, we invite you over to the cocktail area for refreshments and entertainment by the Couva Joylanders. We do invite you to enjoy the rest of your day, and we thank you once again for your presence here with us as we unveiled this ETEC Park Phoenix Park Industrial Estate. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and blessings to each and every one of you.
So sweet that I got this price. So all the artists you must be here, cause without an engine, can't start, so we got that jive. No oxygen tank, we got dipsy dive. So we got to come together and try to find a way, find a way. No more fight down till we got a unify. Let them keep the money, we not taking back. They go come run me down when you see them. Get this song when you're ready. Ready when the iron and the man ready to go down. It's a vibe in the session when we jam into the steel band. Come on, join the line, grab your bottle and spoon. It's a party in the engine room. In the engine room, we go jam it steady. In the engine room, we go get on what's it. In the meantime,
Ladies and gentlemen, for your listening pleasure, NGC Cuba Joylanders. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to direct your attention to the screens as we have the unveiling of the plaque and a ribbon cutting ceremony happening right now. Phoenix Park Industrial Estate. Ladies and gentlemen, the plaque has been revealed. We thank our viewing audience on television for being part of this official opening and launch of the Phoenix Park Industrial Estate.
The winning numbers in the National Lottery online draws for Wednesday, 10th January 2024. At 10:30 a.m., play away the number 32 shrimps. Pick 2 the numbers 2 and 12 in that order. Pick 4 the numbers 0, 8, 5, and 3 in that order.